Hi, my name is Anoriell and welcome to my channel. Here we do reactions, mostly on BL and GL content, TV series, stuff like that, and mostly from Asian countries, but sometimes from other parts of the world. But today we're actually doing our first monthly wrap-up video because this YouTube channel is 1 month old! Yay! Or 1 month and a few days, but yeah. And also, Happy Lunar New Year for all of you that might celebrate it. I think us European actually calls it Chinese New Year, but from my understanding, there are a lot of other countries that celebrate it, so it feels wrong to call it Chinese New Year. So I think it's actually proper to say Lunar New Year, but correct me if I'm wrong. Please do. And yeah, I have notes in a notebook, I have notes on a phone, I have notes on the computer, so if you see me staring at different things, that's why. And one more thing, because I felt a cough. Yes, I have a fever. Yes, I have COVID. I'm trying to kick the virus butt. I'm doing kind of all right, but we will talk about that a bit later because I thought this would be a good what have we watched, what series are going to continue on next month, what series do I plan to maybe watch next month, and a little bit of get to know me, since this is a rather new channel. But I will start with the what have we watched, what I a little bit maybe what we talked about and what I thought about it, and what's coming up. And if you don't want to listen to me ramble about my personal life, that will be in the end, and you can just shut the video down. I'm not forcing you to, anything. Okay, so to start off, finished series that we watched, Once in a Memory. It's a short 3-episode series. Actually, 2 of them are connected and the third one is a standalone. And they were super cute. I got like sugary teeth ache from watching them because I smiled so much. So that was cute. Highly recommend to watch them if you haven't, and watch my reaction as well. We also watched Second Chance, and as I said at the end of that series, it's kind of a middle ground series for me. It's not the best, but it's not bad. It's an okay series, and it had some valuable life tips for you young people. So if you are, 18, 19, 20, up to 25, it could be valuable to watch. And it was nice to see the actor who played Fawn's brother in Tarntype in another role, because I really liked that actor. Even if he was acting as a high school kid, and that was kind of hard to sell because I think he's around 30 or something. But yeah. I got 1 episode left of Baker Boys. My plan was actually to have recorded that before making this video, but COVID is kind of kicking my butt, so that didn't happen. Maybe tomorrow if I have more energy, hopefully. And one of my favorite series that we finished this month, started and finished this month, was Mr. Cinderella. It's a Vietnamese BL, and Vietnamese BLs don't get a lot of attention, but this one is, it's a telenovela kind of a deal, but it keeps that balance, but being so over the top that it's not good. And yeah, it's over the top, and it's like crazy, and it's like you're wondering what the heck is happening, but it keeps that balance amazingly enough that it's still so good. And I think it's because of the acting, because the acting is stellar in that one. It's so good. So you get this crazy story and really good actors. I highly recommend that one if you haven't watched it. And I know a lot of you found my channel through that series, and I'm super duper grateful for all of you. And yeah, I can't I can't say enough about that series. It's something that just works, even if it shouldn't. And that amazes me. And on Patreon, because I can't post that on YouTube, we finished Behind Cut and Tinted with You, two very short Korean BLs, and they always get copyrighted and sometimes even copy striked. So I didn't want to start my channel with a copy strike, so I put them on Patreon only as Patreon exclusives, and that's unfortunately is going to be how the short Korean BLs probably will continue. The ones that are Raucht and Wiki originals, because they usually get copyright striked. Behind Cut, it was good. The ending got me. Yeah, you have to see my reaction, but I'm confused. I hope the movie kind of fixed something. I need like 20-30 more seconds of screen time to explain a few things. Tinted with You, beautiful series. Was it super original? Maybe not, but so beautiful. And it's probably one of my most silenced reactions, because I was just fascinated by every little screen in that series, because it was always so beautiful. Highly recommend to watch that if you haven't, and it's short, so you will binge it in like no time at all. So what do we have ongoing? We have Not Me, and for you who have seen my Not Me videos, you know that this series is something else. Sorry, I need to drink a bit of water. Yeah, it's something else. It's just the stuff they talk about are so relevant no matter where you are in the world. The social justice problems, we see them all around the globe. There is not just for Thailand. This is a series that everybody should watch. And the fact that it's a BL, it's like, I wish even non-BL fans would watch this, because it's so good. It's so good. The BL part is like second, and that makes it also so special, because that's kind of the goal, you know, to make equal love between girl and girl, male and male, or, you know, as normalized as straight couple. It shouldn't be that we have to have separate series for these kind of relationship. It should be we have series that this is a part of. Not that it's, I mean, yes, of course, romantic series are always a thing, and I think it's great that, you know, we have BLs that show romance between male and male. But to be honest, I wish they would just call romance series, so we normalize it a bit more. Because that's what they are. They are romance series. And Not Me is, to me, the BL elements are, yes, they are getting up there now when we are later down in the episodes, but at first it is a series about social problems, and the BL part is secondary. And I think that's kind of an important shift, that we see more and more of these kind of series as well, because that means that this is getting normalized. So I really, really want this series to, you know, found an audience even outside the BL community, because it's such an important show. So if you're not watching that one, go start watching it. You need to, just saying. You Are My Sky, also ongoing. I mean, why aren't people talking about this more? It's such a beautiful series. The cinematography in that series is something else. It gives me slight its vibes with the lighting and how they have put everything together, and the acting is actually pretty strong in it, and I'm fascinated by the storylines, even though it is a university BL. Because it's not only a university BL, it's handling corruption and things like that. And yes, there is a maybe, we don't know yet, but there might, be a bit of a messy romance storyline there. But keep in mind, people, romance isn't like in TV series in real life. It's messy. Feelings are messy. And that has been a part of straight TV series for so long. Why isn't that when it comes to these kind of series, it's frowned upon? Why? I don't get it. We can't. Yeah, I will get into that a little bit more later, I think, but we can't. It's like saying that girls has to be 10 times better than boys to get equal pay or to get, equal opportunity in real life. We can't say that homosexual people needs to be on a morally higher ground than straight people. That's not fair. So stop that, please. And that's all I have to say about that. But yeah, You're My Sky. I adore that series. I'm so glad I started watching it, even if it was just a random thing that showed up in my recommendations, because it's so good. And I wish a lot more people would find it. What else? Yeah, Paint with Love. And on YouTube, you only get 20 minutes of the actual episodes. I try to cut. Actually, I don't cut after, what I think where I am funny or something like that. I try to cut highlights in the story for you to follow, rather than me being super funny, because I think that is what you want more than me trying to be funny, because I'm not that funny either way. But yeah. So when I cut those 20 minutes, I try to go so you get a flow of the story, the highlights of what I think it is important for you to understand my afterthoughts, more than for the actual reaction itself. I don't know if you like that or not, but that's what I've been doing. If you want me to highlight my reactions more, please tell me in the comments below and I will start doing that instead. Yen Y Season 2, also one of those that I have to put the volume down really, really low when I put it on YouTube, and I have to have mask and I have to have music. Otherwise, like 30 or 40% of my viewers won't be able to see the actual episode, because it gets blocked in 15, 20 countries or something like that. It was a lot. So I put the unmasked version on Patreon. If you want to watch it, you can go there. And we started Enchanté. And the first episode was so strong. I am seriously impressed. GMMTV is spoiling us right now with Bad Body and Not Me and now this. And they have really so all these other small companies are going to start producing BLs. Well, watch us. I'm serious. I think that was what someone said in a conference room somewhere. Like, nope, this is our market. I don't know, but yeah. And those are all the series that we have going on right now. I think I might have forgotten someone. I'm sorry. As I said, fever and COVID, and I'm doing my best. I think I want to start something in my room. I heard a lot of good things about it, but once again, that is one of those that I can only put 20 minutes on YouTube, and the rest will have to go on Patreon. But yeah, I think I might start watching that one. I am gonna start watching Kissable Lips, but that will also be a Patreon exclusive. Because it's Korean and a bit original, I think, but it has vampires in it, and I can't. If it has vampires in it, I need to watch it. That's just how I roll. So yeah, that's happening. Other than that, I don't know right now. I wanted to watch My Ride, but unfortunately, it didn't get an international release, even though they said it might. I don't know what happened. A lot of us are kind of disappointed. So I guess that's not happening. So I'm not quite sure right now what to watch. I have seen a lot of older BLs. I might do a rewatch if it's something you really want me to watch. And I might find some other new series. If you have any suggestions, leave them down below and I will check them out. A lot. I don't know how many of you actually watch a lot of my reaction, or if you're just here for a certain series. But I want to summarize a bit what I talk about in the different series, so you might know if it's something you want to hear about. So in Once in Memory, I actually have a long rant about film kissing, if you want to check that one out. In Baker Boys, I talk a lot about my love for cooking and especially baking. And because of that, I also mention a bit about my sickness. If you follow me on Twitter, or I think it's even in the header here, you might have noticed that it says I have an autoimmune disease. I will talk about that shortly. And we also talk about the importance of family and how to choose your own family. Not me. Well, if you ever want to know how to get away with a crime, watch my Not Me reactions and you will get a lot of help there, I guess. Paint with Love, I open up a bit about my past relationship. That might be interesting. See me get super triggered. Enchanté, well, I talked a bit about culture shock and how that kind of, how that is, because I have experienced that, and it was one of the main thing in the first episode. And Yen Wei, well, we talk a bit about polyamory, and I guess a bit about life in general. So yeah, I tend to get a bit personal in my reactions. And I wanted to, maybe collect that all information in one video. So if you don't want to hear about my personal life or who I am and why we're here and why I started this channel, thank you for watching. It's super nice to have you here. If you are a subscriber, thank you. I can't thank you enough. I saw that I had 51 subscribers, and I know that's like, oh god, that's so small, but to me, for a month, that's amazing. I thought that I might have like 5 views on each video and maybe 2 subscribers my first month, but no, you're literally hundreds, even thousands that watched my videos. And I can't really grasp that. It's amazing. So thank you so much. And if you are a returning viewer and haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing that. It really helps me out. If I get enough subscribers, I can get the community tab and we can have polls and we can interact a lot more. So yeah, it really, really, really helps me out. And now for a bit of personal, how did we end up here? Why did I start this channel? So I started the channel a month ago because I got a sponsorship with a lot of streaming gear, and the requirement was that I should stream 8 hours, which I did on Twitch, and I will probably continue doing that. But December has kind of, yeah, been a lot. So, and January as well. So I kind of got out of the groove, but I'm looking forward to start streaming while I game at least once a week. Once I kicked COVID. So yeah, that was a project that I applied for to get girls and non-binary people out on the internet creating content. So when I got all of that, I started to think, what else do I want to do? What do I enjoy? And I realized I watch a lot of reactors. I watch a lot of BLs. Why can't I be a reactor? So I thought I should try it out. And here we are. And how did I end up watching BLs? Why? A Swedish girl watching Asian BLs. What happened there? And for that, we need a little bit of backstory. So, in the spring of 2020, I lost my mom very hastily. I got a phone call that she was in the hospital and she was really sick. And 4 days later, she was gone. And the week after that, I think, I got a phone call from my boss telling me that, yeah, you know, we need to save money and everything. So we are actually downsizing and your position is no longer a position we will have. Which basically meant that I was unemployed. And this, you can imagine, while we also started to have a pandemic, was kind of mind-blowing. I was also trying my best to get sick leave for a burnout because I cried every day when I went to work. And I cried when I went home, and on weekends I didn't get out of bed at all because I was so burned out. So that happened, and I needed to recover from my burnout. My brain was fried, like literally fried. I could walk into a room and forget why I was walking into that room. I couldn't remember things. I couldn't remember nothing. My partner's name, everything was gone. So I needed to recover from my burnout. I had a life crisis, feeling I didn't have any value because I lost my job, my mom was gone. It was a lot. And I, like a normal person should do, I sought help. I went to a professional and said, what do I do? I have no joy. I feel depressed. I'm not suicidal, but I literally don't feel anything. I'm just lying at home staring at the ceiling. What do I do? And they told me, I don't care what you do, but do something you enjoy. What have you been taken out in your life that you felt that you couldn't do anymore because all you were thinking about was work? Start with that. Did you enjoy playing TV games? Did you enjoy watching movies? Did you enjoy reading books? Did you enjoy working out? Do something. Do any of that. whatever it was. I don't care if you play computer games the entire day, as long as it brings you joy right now. So I started watching TV series, because I always enjoy storytelling. I think I mentioned this in one of my reactions. I'm from middle school all the way up to the end of high school. I went to drama school. So I had drama classes in my school, like I think 6 hours every week or something like that. And the thought when I was young was that I would become an actress. That was the dream. So I'm actually a kind of trained actress. I got a lot of training, a lot of years. So I always enjoyed good storytelling, because that's what I grew up with. To analyze, to see characters and all of that. So I started watching TV series, and I can't say that's all I've been doing for 2 years, but there has been a lot. And somehow, I can't even remember how, I found BLs on YouTube, I think. And I can't really tell you what was my first BL. I'm not even sure. I think it might have been Until We Meet Again, but I'm not sure. And it just felt like home in a weird way, because I could empathize with a lot of the questions and society things that they were asking. And for this, you have to understand that I'm not entirely straight, which I think a lot of you know by now if you watched any of my reactions. And I don't believe in monogamy, which I think a lot of you know if you watched any of my reactions. So yeah, it just felt like storytelling that I could empathize with, because a lot of GLs or girl on girl romance TV series are actually pretty pornographic or for the male gaze, for the male people to get turned on. And I know BL is basically the reverse. But here is the thing, people, and now we're gonna get a little bit academic. There is this thing called compulsory heterosexuality. And I'm not saying that it's only women who are subjected to this, but mostly. Because what it means is women are taught from an early age that making men happy is our job. We're supposed to be pretty for men. We are supposed to change the way we talk, how we walk, how we dress. All these things to be taken seriously. And we are supposed to want a man's love and approval. And all our identity is more or less connected to, am I sexy for the men that are looking at me? And we're taught this from a very young age, through media, through our parents, everywhere, that this is what we're supposed to strive after. This is this norm. And it's, I know a lot of, oh, isn't that the same as heterosexuality norm? Kind of, but it goes even deeper, because this is such a brainwashing thing. And all the, all the slut shaming, and girls can't like sex, and you can't wear that because that is too provocative, but that is just fidget. What are you thinking? All of that combined with this theory that heterosexuality is all that you can enjoy makes it really hard for women to explore their sexuality and their needs and what they want. it's so shameful. We never really talk about it. And watching BL is one of those things that girls can do to get away from that male gaze. Because the male gaze isn't at you anymore. It's at the boys. And for me, as a not entirely straight person, and that was like finding a home. An understanding that I was missing in other TV series. And I know it's problematic for a girl to watch this show, to comment on this, and you would rarely ever, sometimes, because as I said, I'm not a lesbian. I'm just, in the middle somewhere. And yeah, I realize I never come out to my family, so if they watch this, hi dad. Surprise. Yeah. Well, let's roll with it. I'm gonna leave it. But what was I saying? Yeah. So it's just, you will rarely see me like first after these boys in a sexual way, because that's not why I look at it. Okay, sometimes I probably will, because the directors know what they're doing. There is absolutely a over sexuality thing going on in this series as well, with all the shower scenes and the naked upper body with the perfect body and all of that. And that is not for the male gaze most of the time. That's for a female gaze, and I know that. And you will rarely see me go all, oh my god, that's so hot. And during the intimate scene that goes beyond kissing, you will probably see me like looking away, because that's not what I'm here for. I don't mind that there are hot scenes in this kind of series, but that's not why I watch them. And I just wanted to make that a little bit clearer, so you would understand me even more. And yeah, last topic. Yes, I have an autoimmune disease, probably. It's not definitive diagnosed yet, but I have a mast cell activation disorder, and they're trying to figure out kind of what kind. Basically, that means I react to a lot of things: food, perfume, smoke, a lot. So sometimes you will see my face being super big. That is usually because I have an active allergic reaction, and probably should have been in a hospital, but you get kind of tired of hospitals in a while, so you kind of stick it out. And so yeah, that's why sometimes you will hear me commenting like, I can't eat that, but it looks good, or I'm sick today, but I will do my best, because I am sick all the time. And that is also why you see me like wiggle up sometimes and adjust me sometimes, because I have this chronic kind of pain creepiness going on in my leg. It feels like almost like ants going up and down my legs all the time. So when I sit still a long time, I get tired and I need to shift and adjust my position. And other than that, I don't know. I guess you're free to ask any question you want down in the comments, and this might be a regular thing. I answer questions once a month or something. I don't know. Let's see. But I hope you enjoy. I hope you enjoy my channel, and I really hope that you consider subscribing, because it helps me out. And my links to my Patreon, other social medias and stuff is down below in the description box, so you could check that out. And I hope you have a lovely evening, day, whatever. And I talk to you next time. Bye!